Hey guys, no script again, so God knows we will be shooting off to. Background image, Ulstermen will know it, the Scots will know it. 12th of July 1690, King William. We're on Sandy Row in Ulster, aren't we? Why have I put it up there? I want to talk about Ulstermen and I want to talk about the English. I feel sorry for the English sometimes. It seems that the globalist elite are determined to strip them of their identity, who they are. And the Scots, the Irish and the Welsh, we still seem to retain some of our identity, although that is definitely appears to be fading in Wales. Have a look at this. I'm not going to play this song, guys. I've got that many copyright strikes. Well, not strikes, copyright warnings now. It could become an issue. It's a song called Roots, Show of Hands, in which the singer bemoans the fact that the English seem to be losing their identity. I'll put a link in the description so you can watch it. If you're English, watch it and let me know in the comments what you think of the song. I really feel for the English at sometimes. At the end of the day, they're my brothers. Anyhow, let's go from there and go back to Ulster. If there's a race of people who haven't lost their identity, it is the Ulstermen. They've managed to retain it. But how did they do it? I'd like to ask them that. I've asked Freedom Dad if I can talk to him sometime. Anyhow, let's go look at this. I was listening to these two gentlemen talking. It's the protest going on over in Belfast about the flag on City Hall and the Irish language being promoted across Ulster. I did read somewhere really that the Scots originally came from Ireland. Whether that's true or not, I don't know. And then obviously later on, after the plantation riots or something, all the Scots from the lowlands came over and sort of settled Ulster. But listen to these two guys talking. These two men, to me, are typical of the Ulster men I met in my time out there, and I met lots of them. Intelligent, reasonable. Well, just listen.
That argument, yeah, 100%, yeah.
You know, but at the same time, do we really want to have any other language on the signage except English? If you're driving a car, now I've been to Belgium, and I think it's three names on a sign.
Yeah.
Well, it's hard enough to know where you're going.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
clear, precise signage. English is the international language. International signage in English. That's all you need.
Yeah.
You don't need anything else. But if they're going to insist on ramming Irish down our throats, and everywhere you go Irish, then if there's going to be equality, there has to be Ulster Scots as well.
Yeah. Well, talking about equality.
Before Freedom Dad, that's Freedom Dad on the left, goes off on equality, I have to agree with the gentleman on the right about signage. I live in Wales. I'm from South Wales. Very few of us actually speak Welsh in my part of the world. In fact, I think my one granddaughter, she speaks it rather fluently. There's three types of Welsh language. There's the Welsh language, and then there's the Welsh language, that is taught in the schools, and then there's sort of local dialects of the Welsh language. And I was coming back from abroad or somewhere like that, and they changed all the signs. And so I was looking for the sign to Newport, and it's Casnewed now. I thought, where the fuck is Casnewed? I want to go to Newport, and it's the same everywhere. We Instead of fixing the potholes, they put signs up in Welsh warning you that there are potholes. And the police are called Edu. Edu was the Welsh name for twats. Oh no, sorry. Edu was the Welsh name for police. Anyhow, back off to Freedom Dad, but I take his point about the road signs.
This is a time, back, we've been brought up. I'm 55, I'm born in 70, and, but,
Teenager.
yeah, well, as far as the troubles are concerned, you know what I mean? But you've been through the troubles, you know exactly all about the official IRA and all about all the different, right into the 60s and all that. You were here when the communities were living together. When Protestants and Catholics were living together.
Yeah.
So it's a long time since now. This is an attack on us. The Irish language is an attack on us. But what I'm trying to say is, this isn't the Catholic community doing us to this. This is Sinn Féin. Sinn Féin. I don't believe the Catholics anymore. They can see the Protestants. We're not the bad guys anymore. I think they can see that. What do you feel about that? What's your feelings about that?
Well, I have good friends um, in the Roman Catholic community. And in fact, some of them have been to the forefront in campaigning to save the Boy Bridge.
Yeah.
I think we all have to take people as we find them.
Yeah.
But being brought up in Northern Ireland uh, as a young boy, playing about the streets, going up to the Cave Hill and all.
Yeah.
Uh,
Being in the food bands and the Orange
we
Order.
were not, there was no problem, there was no trouble. In fact, it wasn't until 1969 when I got married, by the way, that the trouble started.
Yeah.
Right. 1969. That's the first time I went out there. It hadn't kicked off in 1969. 1969, if you like, was the kick-off. When I arrived there, nobody knew what was coming. Nobody knew. There was interaction between the forces out there. I was Royal Navy, between the young men in the armed forces, the Catholic girls, the Protestant girls. Well, they found a way to put a stop to that, didn't they? And they did seem to be living pretty much in harmony until Sinn Féin, a Marxist organisation, started using violence to drive them apart. And then it became, well, what do they say? For every action, there's a reaction. And that's when it all really kicked off and went south. Let's play a little bit more.
But that's where the trouble started here. But I have, and I'm trying to simplify it. We don't want to get too complicated. But I had very good close friends who were Roman Catholics who weren't involved in the IRA, no association with the IRA. And I seen them, I was hurt. In fact, really devastated whenever they were murdered.
Yeah.
They were murdered.
Right.
Good men. I felt just as hurt and angry as I did whenever good Protestant, good loyalists were murdered.
Of course. Yeah.
Because they were good people.
Yeah.
Roman Catholic Protestants. And as someone who has been interested in local history for many years, there are many people in our history who, say, in the Roman Catholic community, who were respected by the Protestants, even though they didn't change the religion, they didn't water down the religion, but they were seen as honest people. I'll give you an example with the Barley Hughes.
Yeah.
Barley Hughes is a great example. The Roman Catholic baker. And because the Protestants held him in high esteem, but I could talk a lot about him,
Yeah.
but you don't have time.
Maybe another time. Definitely, we'll sit down and we'll get a good chat about all this.
A whole lot of
Yeah, I'm really interested. We would be really. My platform would be interested in knowing this because this is a lot of stuff that a lot of men don't talk about.
I interrupt you and say that it's because of the high respect he was held in by the Protestants. Although it was a Protestant unionist town then, they elected him as the first Roman Catholic in Belfast Corporation.
Right.
You know, and then there's Joe Devlin. I could go on and on, but maybe some.
So what? So definitely, I would love to, and we need to. We have to talk about this. Is things.
Okay, we'll stop it there. I'm trying to make some sense of it all in my mind, guys. It was so long ago. I know what I felt when I was out there. But this. Why is it so important to the Ulstermen? Why is the Orange Order the sash? I love that song. And other patriotic loyalist songs so important to them. Why are they still celebrating the Battle of the Boyne? It's to do with their culture. It's a reminder that they still exist, that they survived being defeated. It just shows that they exist, that they're a people. And the Orange Order was formed to defend their religion, to defend the union with England, the United Kingdom and the Crown. To Ulstermen, loyalty, I learned out there, is everything. Everything. Now, I believe in loyalty. Blind loyalty is dangerous, though. I used to be blindly loyal to something once, and that's dangerous. But loyalty is one of their strongest assets to me. When they say they care about the union, those aren't just words. It's burnt into their DNA. I just wish that perhaps there was more of that spirit in my fellow Welsh, the English, and the Scots. I know that there are many out there who that loyalty burns within them, but I don't know. When you think that Ulstermen, well, they came from two parts, didn't they? They came from the lowlands of Scotland and from parts of England, which is why you've kind of got three religions out there now, haven't you? What happened to the Scots, where the Ulstermen originally came from? You see what's happening in Scotland, and they don't seem to give a shit about what is happening to their country. I don't know, I gotta pause this and clear my mind. Okay, I'm back. I'm starting to ramble now. I know what I feel inside, I can't express it in words. Just admiration for the people of Ulster. I was really lucky in Belfast, just outside Hollywood, a place called Hollywood, yeah? There was a lot of Ulstermen serving on board the ship, HMS Maidstone, which used to look after the anti-gun running vessels, Operation Granada. I took part in the first Operation Granada ever. And they made us welcome into their homes. They had sisters we'd get introduced to, become part of their community. Their young women were allowed to come onto the ship once a week for a dance. One of my jobs was to actually photograph all the young women who wanted to come to the ship's dance once a week, and I'd have to go and take their photograph, check on their backgrounds and stuff like that, so they could be issued with a pass, valid once a week, to come on board the ship. And there were never no problems. The bar would be packed with Ulstermen, Ulster girls, and British Armed Forces. They were great people. Really, really nice people. In the bars in Belfast, I got quite well known because I tend to live in bars. Or I did then. I still do. Sometimes. It was wonderful. Anyhow, I've rambled enough. I want to go show you a comment I made. I received today that made me laugh. I don't know. I really don't know. Anyway, let's say goodbye to Freedom Dad and his friend. You should subscribe to his channel and watch what is happening over in Ulster. And wish them men luck. They're the tip of the spear if it does all go south. Right. Right, this comment here. It was left into the response, are the paramilitaries testing the security forces in Ulster, Northern Ireland? Regards that, some people are saying that it is just a bit of friction going on within the Republican side of things. I don't know. Could be. I don't know. Anyhow, he says so eloquently, you don't know what you are talking about. Another old person can't stay off his computer, go for a walk or something. Get a life. You are in Wales. You have nothing to worry about. Enjoy your last few years with your grandchildren or something. Now, there you go, you see. People can make mistakes. Some people don't realize that a pleasant smile can conceal something so different to what it looks like on the outside. Yeah. I'm another old person. I'm 77, or will be in a few days. But I'm having a great life. He talks about my grandchildren. I dance with my granddaughters and my great-granddaughter. They teach me how to dance. I record videos with one of them. I teach the great-granddaughter how to fly a drone. Well, she was only 5 and she crashed the big one, and there was a bit of damage inside the house, but what can you do? I bought her a smaller drone, right? When it comes to living life, go for a walk or something like that, who's to say I don't walk? The car park has got to be at least 300 yards away. I've taught myself how to make videos. I've set up a YouTube channel. I've taught myself video editing. Behind the scenes, I've written a computer game. It's still not finished, but it's playable. But I've written a computer game. I've bucked up on some of my programming languages. I still read Morse code. I'm having a fantastic life. I've taught myself how to cook different meals. I experiment with all kinds of different things. If that man who left that comment was enjoying life as much as I am, he wouldn't be wasting his time posting shit like that. Anyhow, that just tickled me. And, well, I just hope all of you have such a good life as I have had. I really mean that. I was blessed with wonderful parents, wonderful brothers. Okay, gone now. That happens. And it's just been a great life. I've done it all. I've sailed catamaran up the River Tagus. I've flown over Rathlin Island, by the way. I'll tell you about that. That's another story. Rathlin Island, where Robert the Bruce's cave is. I've done so many different things. I've had a wonderful life. I hope you all have great lives as well. Anyhow, suck on that one, World 2364. Go get a life. You've been listening to Paul Morris, the Green Arrow. Having a laugh and enjoying life to the full at the old age of 77.